Alright, baseball fans, can you believe it? We are already roughly 1 month into the 2025 Major League Baseball season. The initial excitement of opening day has settled. The early jitters are hopefully out of the way, and we're starting to see some real trends. Some dominant teams, and yes, quite a few surprises emerge from the pack. While it's still relatively early, a full 162-game marathon means we can't overreact too much to the standings just yet. It's the perfect time to check in with our expert panel's power rankings to see who's hot, who's not, and who looks like the team to beat right now. This season has already thrown us some curveballs. In the National League, the NL West is shaping up to be an absolute dogfight. With 4 teams separated by just 2.5 games, and 3 of them boasting winning percentages over .600. Meanwhile, down in the NL East, in a division that includes teams like the Marlins and Nationals, guess who's currently sitting in the basement? Yep, it's the Atlanta Braves. A truly shocking start for a team with such high expectations. Over in the American League, while the New York Yankees appear to be living up to their projections, we're seeing some unexpected struggles. The Baltimore Orioles are scuffling a bit, and the Minnesota Twins find themselves with the second worst record in the entire league. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What will the month of May bring for these clubs? Will the teams off to hot starts be able to maintain that momentum? And can the struggling teams turn things around before the gap becomes too wide? Our expert panel has weighed in, combining what we've seen on the field over this first month with what we already knew about these teams heading into the season. They've ranked all 30 clubs, and given us some key observations. Let's count down the top 10 teams in MLB right now. According to the experts, coming in at number 10, down from their previous ranking, are the Texas Rangers, record 14-10. The defending champs have gotten some solid early pitching, which is helping them stay afloat and even hold an early lead in the AL West, despite a negative run differential. However, the big concern here is the offense. The experts note the Rangers' aggressive approach isn't producing unless they're hitting home runs. They're in the bottom 5 in the majors in swinging at first pitches, walks, and scoring runs overall, relying far too heavily on the long ball. Their typical ambush approach just hasn't consistently worked yet this season. Holding steady at number 9 are the Detroit Tigers, record 15-10. It might have taken a bit longer than expected, but the Tigers are finally starting to see some of their top former draft picks perform like stars together. Both right-hander Casey Mize, the number 1 pick in 2017, and first baseman Spencer Torkelson, the number 1 pick in 2018, are starting to realize their potential. Mize has been the best starter in their rotation with a fantastic 2.22 ERA and 0.95 WHIP in his 4 starts. A big improvement from last season. Torkelson is also off to a hot start at the plate, already approaching his career high in fWAR with 7 home runs in just 25 games. This is a very positive sign for the Tigers' future. Dropping 3 spots to number 8 are the Philadelphia Phillies, record 13-12. Phillies president of baseball operations, Dave Dombrowski, is usually a wizard at assembling contention-worthy bullpens. But his magic is being severely tested early in 2025. While a few guys like Jose Alvarado, Matt Strahm, and Tanner Banks have been solid, pretty much every other reliever has struggled mightily. Of particular concern is veteran right-hander Jordan Romano, who the Phillies signed to a $8.5 million deal this offseason. Romano has an ugly early season ERA of 13.50 and has already given up 2 or more runs in 4 of his 10 appearances. The bullpen needs to figure things out quickly if the Phillies want to contend. Holding their ground at number 7 are the Chicago Cubs, record 16-10. The identity of this Cubs team early on seems pretty clear. They're going to try and slug their way to victory. Experts point to recent high-scoring games at Wrigley Field, like a 13-11 win and an 11-10 extra inning comeback win, as evidence, with a major injury to starter Justin Steele and a messy bullpen. The Cubs are relying on their offense. Players like Kyle Tucker, Pete Crow Armstrong, Seiya Suzuki, Michael Busch, and Carson Kelly are all off to strong starts, giving the Cubs hope they can slug their way to the top of the NL Central. Even with pitching questions, moving up 2 spots to number 6 are the Arizona Diamondbacks, record 14-10. The defending National League champions are looking strong again. Their core players like Corbin Carroll, Josh Naylor, who was brought in to add punch, and Geraldo Perdomo are producing as expected. But a very welcome sight for the D-backs has been the production from Pavin Smith. The 29-year-old left-handed hitter is batting nearly .400 with the second highest slugging percentage among qualified hitters. He's stepping up big time at designated hitter, proving the D-backs didn't need to make an outside acquisition to replace Jock Pederson's production. Dropping one spot to number 5 are the San Francisco Giants, record 16-9. Under the leadership of Buster Posey as president of baseball operations, the Giants are aiming to win on the strength of pitching and defense. A philosophy well suited for their home ballpark, Oracle Park. While that strength is developing, they're getting a much-needed spark from their offense thanks to Young-Hoo Lee. After his rookie season in 2024 was cut short by a torn labrum, Lee is healthy and raking, slashing .333, .388, .581 with 10 doubles. The Giants are finally seeing how his elite bat-to-ball skills translate to their home field, providing an offensive boost they sorely needed. Making a jump of 3 spots to number 4 are the New York Yankees, record 15-10. The Yankees are playing pretty much exactly as projected, solid all around, but with one player standing head and shoulders above the rest right now. According to the experts, Aaron Judge is still proving he's the best hitter on the planet. And it's not even close. He's having another absolutely Bonzian start to the season. Maybe we should start calling it Judgian at this point? He's leading the majors in batting average, .415. On base percentage, .513. Slugging percentage, .734. And ops, a ridiculous 1.247. And is tied for second in RBIs with 26. Remember, last season he had a somewhat slow start before going on an absolute tear. Since May 3 of last year, in 150 games, he's batting .367 with 59 home runs, 152 RBIs, and a 1.273 ops. This stretch of offensive dominance we're seeing from Judge is simply unreal. Something not seen since Barry Bonds was launching balls into McCovey Cove in his prime. Holding strong at number 3 are the New York Mets, record 18-7. Don't look now, but the Mets are on fire to start the season, and the energy at Citi Field is reflecting it. They entered the season with high expectations, and so far, they've more than met them, actually exceeding them in one key area: their starting rotation. What seemed like a rotation lacking true star power at the beginning of the season has performed as one of the best units in all of baseball. Their average game score ranks second in MLB. And their ERA? A sparkling 2.29, which is easily the best in the major leagues. That kind of pitching has propelled the Mets to an excellent start. Climbing one spot to number 2 are the San Diego Padres, record 17-8. Any thought that the Padres would come out flat after their deflating NLDS loss last year and a somewhat underwhelming offseason would be completely wrong. They have stormed out of the gate and currently own the second-best record in all of baseball. They started the season by winning their first 7 games and have claimed 5 of their first 6 series. Experts highlight several key factors. Nick Pivetta has been a revelation in the rotation. Fernando Tatis Jr. is displaying a newfound patience at the plate that makes him look like one of the best players in the sport. And their bullpen has been dominant. But what truly stands out is their performance at home. The Padres are an incredible 12-1 at Petco Park this season, a place where their pitching staff has posted a mind-boggling 1.30 ERA. That home field advantage is massive early on. And finally, claiming the top spot in this week's MLB Power Rankings. Moving up one spot to number 1, the Los Angeles Dodgers, record 16-9. The Dodgers famously spent the offseason loading up their roster with star power and depth, seemingly building a team that would be immune to the typical wear and tear of a long season. However, even with all that depth, their pitching staff has already been tested significantly by injuries just 1 month in. Key arms like Tony Gonzalez, Blake Snell, Blake Trinan, and Michael Kopech have all landed on the injured list before the end of April. While none of these injuries are considered long-term serious issues for now, they serve as a stark reminder of just how delicate pitching depth is. Even for a team built like the Dodgers. The incredible thing is, the Dodgers are winning in spite of these setbacks. Perhaps not at the dominant rate many expected them to coming out of the gate. But they are winning enough to still hold the best record among teams at the top and stay among the sport's elite, earning them the #1 ranking this week. So there you have it. The MLB Power Rankings 1 month into the 2025 season. We've seen dominant starts, surprising slumps, incredible individual performances like Aaron Judge's, and the immediate impact of the inevitable injury bug. Even on teams built for depth. It's a snapshot of where things stand right now. The month of May is crucial for teams to either solidify their position or start climbing back into contention. It's still early, but the race is on.